This is the group math problem from Monday, and I'm showing you what you guys should be writing as far as important information goes. If you were a 2 or a 3, you would have been writing this information down for the group. So make sure that we have the 1 trash can, 2 recycle bins. And remember, we get that information directly from the group problem, which is on the Schoology assignment in the group math folder. This is the ratio that they give us, that they figured out after the person in the supervisor's office counted up all the recycle bins and trash cans, which means the total number of receptacles is equal to the 300. With this 1 to 2 ratio of trash cans to recycle bins, we square the quantities and underline the descriptions. And then we have the question, which we put a Q next to. Make sure you have this written down in your paper. How many of the 300 receptacles are recycle bins? And the second question, which we also put a Q next to, how many of the 300 receptacles are trash cans? If we figure out the ratio of part whole, then we will be able to solve for all these questions. So we're going to start with an equivalent ratio table, which I'd like to use to visualize ratios the most. And then we're going to go ahead and fill in the ratios that we need in the ratio table. So we have 3 columns because we are going to do a part total or part whole ratio. So here's a P for part. A part plus a part equals a total or a whole. Those are synonymous. They mean the same thing. We'll use total for now. Part plus part equals total. So then we have to write down our parts that we know of. And in the problem, it tells us those parts. And we already did the due diligence of writing them down and underlining the descriptions and boxing their quantities. And so we will write them in to the appropriate column. So in this ratio, the first quantity described is trash cans. So in the first column, the first part, we will put trash cans, or TC. The next one we'll put recycle bins, for RB, for recycle bins, the next part. And the total is the total amount of receptacles. For trash cans, we have 1. It says it right there in the information from the problem. And then 2 recycle bins, and that gives us a total amount of receptacles of 3. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Then we need to figure out if the supervisor's assistant, or whoever the person was, counted 300 receptacles total. We need to put that in the receptacle column. And then we need to look at the relationship between those numbers. what did we have to do to 3 to get to 300? What is that relationship between 3 and 300? Well, we can times 3 by 100 and get 300, or we can just add 2 zeros to 3 and get 300. So if we do it to one of these sides, we have to do it to all of the sides. So 200, or 2 times 100, and 100. Add 2 zeros to 1, or times 1 by 100. And so we have now the answer for all of these questions. The total number of recycle bins, or how many of the receptacles are recycle bins, is 200. And the total number of trash cans is 100. So this is an easy way to solve it using the equivalent ratio table.